What is going on, guys? Got chest, shoulders, triceps this morning. Going a little bit lighter than I typically would. Trying to stay within 8 to 12 for probably a good majority of these sets. Being that this is a bit more strike focus chest movement, want to maybe try and stay a little bit on the lower end of that range, if that makes sense. So even though I'm setting the range to 6 to 12 reps, ideally I'd want to be between 8 and 10. Not adding any weight because I can comfortably get to 10 reps. I'm getting ready to move into the last set, so I can comfortably get to 10 reps. I'm definitely working for probably the last 2 reps, which puts me in that range that I want. Plus, the other thing is I'm only resting for these sets 2 minutes, so not quite as much rest as I'm used to getting on these. So that's another reason why I'm going a little bit lower in weight. Got about 10 seconds to go for that 2-minute mark. Gonna just go into this last set. Hopefully get another 10 reps. Though I think I might end up around like 9, but I'm gonna try and push for that 10th. I think I overestimated that even just a little bit, because I only got 8 reps on that set, and I thought for sure I'd at least be able to get 1 more. I'm gonna do some chest press, 3 sets of those. Probably be a little bit lighter for those as well, to try and stay in that around 8 to 10 reps. So I gotta be a little quick on this one. I only got a little bit over a minute of rest left between this first set and the second set that I'm getting ready to go into. Same thing, going a little bit lighter, still only 2 minutes of rest. And even this weight that I would typically do like my first set, or maybe even like a warm-up set with, it feels a little heavy compared to what I'm used to. I'm not sure, because we went to the beach on Sunday, got a little bit burnt, if you can't tell, and then that night our AC decided to go out. So needless to say, Sunday night I did not sleep well at all. I think I woke up around like midnight and then just never went back to sleep. So I didn't even bother coming to the gym yesterday morning because I was so exhausted. And then all day yesterday too, right? I was exhausted. And then basically like got home from work, tried to fight through it, almost crashed out, fought through it, and then as soon as my head hit the pillow last night, I was out within minutes. So got some good sleep, but couple that with some really bad sleep and the sunburn. So I'm gonna say that's the reason why it feels a little bit heavier. So went a little bit over on the rest. Just getting this next set. That definitely feels heavier than it's got any business feeling. So 9 reps on the first set, 8 reps on the second set. This last set, I'm thinking maybe might be able to make it another 8. I should be able to make it to another 8, but if anything, I hit 7, and yeah, it's not the reps that I want, but it's also not terrible. And if I fail on that 8th rep, well then, hey, you know what, like, at least I took the sets to failure, even though I wasn't hitting the reps, the number of reps that I wanted to. Alright, 2 minutes. Get into this last set. That 8th rep apparently just wasn't gonna happen. Which I really wanted it. Just didn't have anything left. Let's go do some tricep push downs. Then we got some laterals. Well, I just finished up set number 2 on these, and I'll say even these feel a little bit heavier. And something I just thought about is why I couldn't, or why my strength might be falling off a little bit too. Because I'm in a deficit. Like, obviously, not getting as much food, not getting as much calories in a day. So, of course, it's gonna play factor as well. I didn't think that it would play factor this early on, though. But I'm also sure that's, on top of everything else that I just said earlier too, about not sleeping, something like, I'm sure all of that is just playing factor into why this workout so far is kicking my ass. Keeping the same theme on these, about 1.5, 2-minute rest on these because it's a little bit of smaller muscle. Going a little bit lighter, trying to stay around 10 to 12 reps. Ideally 10 probably for these. I did just have to, between set 1 and 2, I did drop it 10 pounds because towards the end of set 1 my form started to break down a little bit, so I wanted to make sure that I kept as strict as form as possible throughout set number 2. So I'm probably going to leave, because I think I can get at least another 10 reps here at this weight. So for this last set, I'm probably just going to leave it where it's at and just try to bust out as many as I can. Oh. 10 reps. Might have had one more in there, though I'm pretty damn sure if I would have tried for rep 11, I think I would have been using like some kind of like body momentum to try and get it down past that sticking point and help me through the rep, which really wouldn't have been all that beneficial. So decided cap it at 10. It's good enough. That's kind of where I wanted to land anyways, so I'm good with that. Last week we switched over to the dumbbells for laterals. So we're gonna go back and do some dumbbell laterals. So I just finished up the first set of laterals, and even those, I mean, just felt heavy with weight that I can, easily get 12 reps for at least 3 sets. And I feel like I just barely was able to get 10. So something's definitely going on with that. Don't like it. It's a like, even though I wouldn't classify myself really as being a ego person, like, this morning's workout is definitely a bit of a hit to the ego, because these weights that I should be moving around no problem just feel so heavy. And some days you've got workouts like that where it sucks. Everything feels heavy, like you might not be in the right headspace, whatever you've got going on, and it's just not a good workout. Then I would say, you can't take those days to heart. Like, you can't let it get to your head. It's one day. Move on. Like, next week. Well, shit, not even next week. The next day, you'll probably be fine again. You know what I mean? It just, like, those little hits, you can't take them personally. So that's just my little bit of advice. Probably went over in time by a little bit. Yeah, I did. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm gonna do this next set. It's a lighter weight, much more manageable to be able to get reps and be like good quality reps. You can feel the contraction and everything. You feel it, pretty much through the entire range of motion in that rep, for each rep. So I do like that, even though it's not as much weight as I'm used to doing. Got one set to go for a total of 4. For these, I've been wanting to stay around 10 to 12 reps, right? For these, I prefer to be a little bit higher, actually. It's like, yeah, 10 to 12 is good. 12 is probably ideal. But in the past, I've even taken these to, between 12 and 15 reps, depending on, what I was trying to do. Like I want to say when I did my first show, towards like the end of that prep, I want to say like towards the end, damn near all of my lateral raise sets were like, 10 or sorry, not 10, 12 to 15 reps, with a lot of them definitely towards the end getting up into that 15 rep range. So we're gonna do this last one and then move back to some tricep overhead extensions. Do some half reps down there at the bottom to really finish it off. Another 12 reps in, got 3 sets of those overhead extensions. Already 1 set in on these extensions. And these ones actually don't feel too bad compared to like damn near how everything else has. I was thinking I almost want to try and find a new like overhead tricep movement. And I can't really think of one that they've got here. Like they've got this almost like a preacher curl bench machine where it's got the bar for you to do like regular preacher curls, but then you can sit on it reverse. Like it's got another seat on the other side for you to do like rest your triceps on and do overhead extensions that way. But none of it is adjustable. Like you can't adjust the height of the seat, you can't adjust, the pad, anything like that. And I tried using it before, and I don't like how it feels. I don't like how, like, I don't know. I don't fit. I don't feel like I fit properly in it because basically like just my elbows come into contact with the pads, and like my head that's even with me like leaning all the way forward to try and get as much surface area on it as possible. Then it like just buries my head into the pad and just puts the bar in a really awkward position, like right behind the back of the head, like over top of the neck kind of thing. So it's like weird starting position. You can't load it very heavy because it's definitely noticeable, even with lightweight. So it doesn't require a whole lot of weight to load. But it's just a very awkward machine. I've done, like skull crushers in the past. Those are great. But I'm open to suggestions for a new overhead tricep movement if anyone has one. Because these are good. It just, they're single arm, which isn't a big deal. But if I could do one movement and hit both sides together, just save me time and, just be a little bit better. Yep. That one was actually a pretty good set. Felt a little bit of struggle towards those last couple of reps, especially on my right side. But overall, I'd say it was pretty good. We got one set of those to go, and then gonna finish off with some chest flies. Last set. Nope. Was definitely working for that one. Got so first two sets, 12 reps. That last set, obviously, it was 10. I would have liked to have gotten 12 for that last set as well, but I'll take 10. I mean, it is what it is. I wasn't gonna drop the weight, 10 pounds. That would have been way too much, and I would have gotten 12, if not more reps easily. So I'll take the 10. We'll go jump on some chest flies, doing 2 sets of those. Check out the pump. If there's time, maybe do a little bit of cardio, and then get out of here. Get into set number 1. Good solid 12 reps. What I like about doing these, well, that was actually 5 pounds more too over the last week. What I like about doing these is I like to try and really slow down the reps and do them as slow as controlled and as controlled as possible. Really getting a deep stretch. And then when I'm coming out, or when I'm contracting, squeezing, together, straightening out my arm just a little bit. And I like to try and pause there. I don't know, a second. I know sometimes doesn't feel like that, and it's probably not. But I like to try and pause for, at least a second or so before controlling on the way back. So, got 12 reps. That's it. Got one set to go. See if I can't get another 12 reps. Just hit 2 minutes. Let's get this last set. I'm feeling a really deep stretch, like all throughout the center of my chest, which I will say, I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but like the middle or like center of the chest, for me, I feel like is such a hard area to target. Actually, like build muscle there. It's always been kind of hard for me to build right there, and I'm curious if anyone else has that same issue, or if it's just me. Yeah, so we're finished up here. Go check out the pump, and then I might have enough time to do like 10 minutes of cardio. I almost wish this light got a little bit brighter, or maybe it was like placed in a different position or something. Sure, I flip my shirt. It was inside out. Now it's definitely inside out. So let's flip it around the right way, so that way when I go to put it back on, it's not inside out, and I don't look like a clown. Got some fucking crazy veins coming out of my traps, which I've never seen before. Some of the shoulders, definitely seen those. So far, with the cut, I'm already down, I want to say a little over a pound, maybe like a pound and a half, in just a little over a week's time now, because I started last Sunday, So it's been about 9 days. So about 9 days in, and I want to say I'm probably about a pound and a half down. Getting better at getting a system in place to where I can hit my macros relatively easily. Got my meals planned out for the most part to be able to hit those and not have to think about it, because there was a couple days last week where, like, towards the end of the day I still had a ton of calories and like macros to make up, especially carbs. So this week, when we were meal prepping, we were able to make some adjustments, add a little bit more carb in with some meals throughout the day, so that way it doesn't leave me with like a ton of carbs to make up at the end of the night. Because like fats, it's super easy to hit fats, like because there's so much fat in everything. Protein, like I'm high protein right now. Like I want to say my daily intake for protein is around like 211 grams a day, which even that, hitting that no problem. It's the carbs. I have such a hard time, for whatever reason, being able to eat that much carb. And I think, or I thought, especially last week, I thought I was, like, oh, I'm eating so many carbs. Like I'm eating bread, I'm eating all this rice, I'm eating, granola or oatmeal or whatever else, bananas, fruit, honey, everything else. I'm like, oh, I should be hitting my carb intake, no problem. And I'd still be like 120 by the end of the day, be like 120 grams off. So, like I said, made some adjustments there, and it's so far. Yesterday was like a breeze being able to do that. My last meal of potatoes and uh, ground beef, like just that meal alone, I was able to finish off the rest of my macros. So it worked out perfect. In any case, just gonna stay on that path. See if obviously incorporate some more cardio, because last week was a bit of a slack. Only got like maybe 1 day of cardio in. So really step up the cardio game, and then we'll just see what happens. With that being said, I'm gonna go hit some cardio while I got some time. And if you made it to the end, I appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.